rather be all alone than to have my heart broken. I could live on a deserted island as long as there was food. And I'd rather just waste away than to spend my life thinking about the choices that I've made and how I'd change them if I could. Please don't let this one slip away. Make her real and make her stay. 'Cause love's a game of hide and seek, but nobody ever looks for me. But this one seems like she could be different. This one seems like she really likes me. A world of suffering I have known, and I always end up all alone. I always end up back where I started, celibate and drunk, broken-hearted. What's the point of trying now when I know I'll only fail somehow? Just hold me tonight, hold me forever. Where the fuck did I go wrong? Hold me tonight, hold me forever, even though it's against all the odds. Ferris wheels beneath skies of blue, and bicycles built just for two, and candlelight and Long Beach walks, and puppies stuffed in Christmas socks. A world of love that I'll never live in, crying all alone in my kitchen, suffering forevermore, and creeping out the kids next door. But this one seems like she could be special. This one seems like she understands me. Why, love, must you taunt me so? In every single fucking place I go, just hold me tonight, hold me forever. Where the fuck did I go wrong? Hold me tonight, hold me a lifetime, even though I know it's against all the odds. Dear God, why did she slip away? Nothing I could do or say. I'm always screwing up these things, and my lonely heart just sorrow brings. But this one seemed like she would be different. This one seemed like she really liked me. Even though they say she's out of my league, I'm coming up with a plan. I'm gonna change the way I strut my stuff. I'm gonna be a new man. I'll make her homemade ice cream, ice, milk, and sugar, and you shake it all up to make her homemade ice cream. Capers on top, and I'm gonna make her mine with my homemade ice cream. Ice, milk, and sugar, and you shake it all up to make the homemade ice cream. Capers on top, and I'm gonna make her mine with my holy guacamole, holy guacamole. I just got hit by a car. And you're the one who swept me off my feet, pushed me in the street, left me in a coma. Guacamole me, guacamole you. I just got busted for drugs. And you're the one who sold me to the Fed, leaving me for dead, played me for a fool. Making guacamole, mix it in the bowlie. I just got mauled by a bear. And you're the one who covered me with honey, thought it was so funny. How could you be so cruel? Take it. That's good. Captain Guacamole, Officer Stromboli, I just got shot in the face. And you're the one who had the smoking gun. Love is just no fun whenever I'm with you. Guacamole coma, Yuma, Arizona. I just got hepatitis C. And you were standing there with a syringe. How it makes me cringe, breaks my heart in two. Holy guacamole, lumpy, green, and rolly. Baby, I wouldn't change a thing. 'Cause even though I'm down upon my luck, I don't give a fuck, long as I have you.
Checking the mic, test 1, 2. Checking the mic, 1, 2, 2. Check. Help. Hi. 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 Check. Testing the mic. Help. Help. Ooh. Computer, volume 10. Computer, what time is it?
The time is 11:02 a.m.
Oh, fuck. Oh, wait. What's happening here? Hello? Do you hear me? And do you see me? Check. Hello? Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Henry's Kitchen, where today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a very festive thing for us here in the U.S. We celebrate Independence Day, the 4th of July, and we use the colors of the flag, red, white, and blue balls. We've got cookie balls. So Janie Mango says, hi, Henry. Hi back to you, Janie Mango. And I also want to check in on the alerts here. It says here that Janie Mango resubscribed for 2 months and says, loving the ride, Henry. Thank you, Janie Mango. I appreciate that. And M. Cariotti, whom I hung out with over the weekend, has resubscribed at 26 months and says, "Hey Henry, I'm so happy I've become friends with you and so many users over the last 25 months. Say hi to roast beef for me." Yes, thank you. M. Cariotti gifted us here at Henry's Kitchen this item, which is a remote-controlled mouse, it appears to be, and we're going to bring this out maybe on Sunday and see if we can get roast beef to chase after that. Roast beef hasn't really chased after anything in a long time. I'll show you at the moment. This is what's happening in the household. There's no AC in the Henry's Kitchen household, and it's needs to be fixed, but I know that I need to get like 3 quotes, and I need to yell and scream at people, and I have to have some... You have to show up, you know, with a knife or something. Bring a knife to a gunfight or whatever that expression is. But here's roast beef. He actually is in the only room that has AC, which is the bedroom. So he's going to be hanging out and chilling in there. Rem C says, "Yo, Henry, the new green tea popsicles were hilarious." Thank you very much. That was done at my friend Greg's house, and that was in that's on the Patreon. Thanks. I'm very happy to hear that. Janie Mango says, "One time our AC broke during a hot Boise summer. Oh, I thought it said beautiful. Yeah, brutal. That's more like it. Yeah." Okay, so let's go back to our alerts here. Thanks, M. Cariotti. Midnight Faded gifted 5 Tier 1 subs. I played Top Golf with Midnight Faded this last weekend with so many other users, and but Midnight Faded, I gave him a couple of tips for golf, and he started getting better. So does this mean that it's time for Henry's Kitchen to hang up the spatula, take off the apron, and go out to the golf course and become Henry's golf instructor? I doubt it, but I was very happy to see that I was able to do some golf explaining that day. It was a lot of fun with Lisi and Dark Aegis and Game Master Flash and Beelzebub and Midnight Faded. It was a blast. Fat Honger cheered 420 bits. Wow. Fat Honger, thank you so much for that odd number, 420 bits. JB's Tech resubscribed at the Tier 3 level for 32 months and says 32 is a power of 2, which is kind of funny because powers of 2 in binary only have a single bit set. Anyway, I wanted to be in Naperville. I miss all friends, even Henry. Thank you, JB's Tech. Wow, we really missed you. You were there last year in September. You were there in Connecticut. We thought maybe you and Nico Tezo were going to show up, but unfortunately, not everybody can be everywhere at the same time, and so we missed you a lot, JV's Tech. Missed your karaoke, missed your input, missed you writing a song about the experience, which you've done in the past. But I hope you're doing well, and thanks you so much for the Tier 3 subscription. Calicus from up there in the land of the midnight sun has resubscribed for 31 months and says, "Dear Henry, let's party. Let's do indeed. Let's do indeed party." And Bert Bufftug cheered 100 bits. Thank you, Calicus, for that. And I think we're supposed to do the summer song. I didn't get it ready for this time, but I'm going to do it for next time for sure. We've got a few things to chat about and get taken care of. Bert Bufftug cheered 100 bits. I got to meet Bert Bufftug. And I think we all agreed Bert Bufftug is certainly in the top, if not the top, or in the top 5 of the best usernames. Bert Bufftug, it sounds like it's dirty, but it's not. And that's the line I like to stay on. Chat, I don't mean to brag, but now that I've met Henry in person, we're basically best friends. You're right, Bert Bufftug. It was great to meet you. Thanks for coming to the show in Naperville. Game Master Flash gifted 5 Tier 1 subs. I golfed with Game Master Flash. Thank you so much for that, Game Master Flash. Thanks for your supporting, your patronage, your everything you do. Thanks. And it was great to hang out with you. And Kalamazoo Dog resubscribed for 35 months and says, you teach golf? I might. I might have to start doing some golf explaining. We'll see. I haven't been doing it very long, but don't forget that the best way to learn how to do something is by charging people to pay you to teach it to them. It's Kate X has resubscribed for 35 months. It's Kate, thank you so much. We hope to see you at one of these events one time. Thanks for everything you do, and thanks for that 35-month commitment and resubscription. I really appreciate that. And all you do. Bert Bufftug says, my God, the sun was awful this last weekend. I would have been burnt to a crisp if I was out golfing during that, LOL. No, we were doing Top Golf, so they have a shaded, there's refreshments, there's fans blowing. It's not bad. Under the Sky So Blue says, finally rained here today. Oh, good. Always good to hear about rain. We haven't had it a lot. We haven't had much of it where I am. But hey, so we've gone through our alerts. Let's check in with the chat here. Ligos96 says, did anyone accidentally throw the club? No, that didn't happen. I guess they have grips on the end. This is going to be some golf explaining. So it's very difficult for the golf club to accidentally fall out of your hand. If someone hits you with a club like a 5-iron or something and then tells you that they did it by accident, no, I'd say that's foul play. Okay, why don't we go ahead and do a song, shall we? Oh, I want to thank for this last picture. This picture was given to us by Fat Hunger. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's in Mexico. This is an absolutely beautiful picture. Thank you very much, Fat Hunger, for your picture and for all that you do. Let's take a look at this picture that It's Kate gave us. This is a nice one. This is just some clouds. It reminds me very much of... I should have done this before. There's a very, very particular album cover. Wow, is it really rare? Is it hard to find? Oh yeah, here it is. Sorry everybody. This is just too good not to show you. We're gonna go to... This is sort of what we're making today, but at the moment, I wanted to bring up... Sorry, everybody. I know this is a long way to go for this. There we go. That's what this reminds me of. The Best of Glenn Campbell. This probably wasn't worth it. But that's what I feel like when I'm in this background here. And I think that's what we're going to do when we do our next song here. It's Kate X says, Beelzebub also resubscribed. Oh, did I miss that somehow? Let me go back to the alerts. I also played golf with Beelzebub. Beelzebub resubscribed at the tier 3 level. Thank you so much, Beelzebub. Thanks for showing up to the shows and everything that you do. It was great to hang out with you. And Dirt TV says this was absolutely worth it. Oh, I'm so glad. It's Kate X says, can you believe that Blue Sky has been in the UK for multiple weeks? I'm sure it's got to be AI. It's either AI or it's the end of human civilization. But either way, it's great news. It's Kate X has resubscribed for 35 months. Thank you so much, It's Kate X. Very happy. Dazzlecat says, same thing. Yeah, oh yeah. It's either AI or the end of human civilization. Those are interchangeable thoughts or concepts. Dark Ages says, loved hanging out with B this weekend as always. Everyone needs to send her really good vibes because her flight back was rough. Oh no. I didn't hear about that. I hope everything went well. Actually, apparently it didn't go well. That was a stupid thing for me to say. He literally just said it was rough, and I said I hope it went well after knowing that. That was dumb. I guess I hope that she's well now. Okay, let's get some reverb on. Check. Test. I also got a chance to meet the famous Quanto in person. We all got to meet Quanto. And it was just as amazing as we all thought it was going to be. And he gave me snacks, which was awesome. He brought snacks from his trip. Everyone type Forsen, Quanto isn't AI. Nope, we found out that Quanto is indeed a real person. Dark Ages says, you are one of a handful of people I very much enjoyed hanging out with. Parasitosis. I got to sit across from Parasitosis at brunch, and we had a lot of great conversations about weights and measures, about measures and weights, and all of the various things that happen in between in terms of government and private sector interaction. And it was great to see you, Parasitosis. And there was a category on Jeopardy of weights and measures, which is the area of expertise for Parasitosis. And I do want to sometime read all 5 questions to Parasitosis and see if he gets them right. But that's going to require a lot of work, so probably either won't do it or we'll do it way down in the future. Under the Sky So Blue says, sounds exciting. Yeah, it was exciting because I like that kind of shit. There's a famous expression, any conversation topic, when magnified in great detail, is inherently interesting. I don't know who said that. I think it might have been Axl Rose. Everyone type Forsen says, would Henry ever try Sesame AI on stream? I don't know what that is, but it's a question for Quanto. Just ignore me. Saguaro, greetings. Greetings to you. I hope to do a show in the American Southwest. I am doing one in Burbank, July 24th. You can go to henryphillips.com and go to the tour dates there, or henrys.kitchen to get tickets. But that's the closest I'll be to the southwestern region. Wumdingers, who's the most muscular? Let's have a flex off in the Discord and I will be the judge. Thank you. Okay, you guys can do that. I learned a long time ago that my thing is cooking explaining and not necessarily flexing muscles. Pancake King, you coming to Burbank? Great. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, so let's see here. It's Kate X, and okay, so now it's time to do a song. Why don't I go ahead and do a song? So over the weekend I did a show in Naperville, Illinois, and it was within a year of having been there the previous year. So I was struggling to try to come up with songs that I could interchange so it wasn't the same old thing. And Dazzlecat requested this song, which was an old song that I wrote, but I think I'm going to share it with Jose Suicidio because I think it might be exactly in his range. So I pulled up the lyrics and I'm going to perform that one for you right now. And I hope you enjoy it. And thanks, Dazzlecat, for reminding me of it and for also shouting out the lyrics because I had forgotten the lyrics. So here we go. I may not be a movie star, I may not drive a shiny car, I may not be surrounded by celebrities or royalty, I may not be the Prince of Wales or the King of Siam. In fact, I don't remember just exactly who I am, 'cause I got hit in the head by a brick and I can't remember one day
have been some awful guy. I could have been a foreign spy. I might have sold military secrets to China, or leaked secrets from the Pentagon, or maybe some despicable white-collar criminal. I might have made billions from embezzlement or security fraud. I might have been a mastermind, but don't expect me to testify, 'cause I got hit in the head by a brick and I can't remember one damn thing. Hit in the head by a brick and I don't remember anything.
The bridge.
Hit in the head by a brick and I can't remember one damn thing. I might have been a famous athlete, but now it appears I play guitar and sing. And maybe the bridge for this song was once a little bit lower, maybe just a little bit funnier, maybe just a bit more clever, but don't expect me to remember. We might have had a one-night stand, I might have even said I love you, I might have even promised you a mountain or the evening sky. We might have called each other honey, I might have even borrowed money. We might have almost had it all, but don't expect me to call, 'cause I got hit in the head by a brick and I can't remember one damn thing. Hit in the head by a brick and I can't remember anything.
Everybody sing along.
Hit in the head by a brick and I can't remember one damn thing. Hit in the head by a brick and I can't remember anything.
Thanks everybody for joining me on the chorus on that last one. And thanks Dazzlecat for requesting that song, and I think it's going to be a new hit for Jose Suicidio, and it's inspiring me to maybe finally get Jose Suicidio out of bed to start working on that album. Let's get suicidal again. Anonymous tipped $10. Amazing. Thank you so much, Anonymous. It says, enjoy this monetary gift on behalf of Anonymous. We are always watching. Okay, so this is the group Anonymous that does all the hackings and whatnot. That's amazing. Look, I'm a fan of anonymously going in there and doing sort of a digital Robin Hood type crusade, if you will, the way that Anonymous does, especially if they're going to occasionally drop in on the Henry's Kitchen stream and throw us a 10 spot. Okay, this is turning out to be a great stream. Caffeinated Cat says, Henry, the office wants to know your opinion on Labubus. Labubus. Computer, what is Labubus?
According to Wikipedia, Labus is an Indomalayan genus of potter wasps.
Oh boy, that doesn't sound right. Legos 96, it's gambling, but if you win, don't get any money. Oh, that's what that is? All right, I'm going to look it up right now because I want to answer Caffeinated Cat's question here. Labubu is a popular collectible toy, part of the Monster series, created by Hong Kong artist Casing Lung. Casing Lung, I think I had that back when I was a smoker. These elf-like figures, initially appearing in Lung's picture books, are now produced by Pop Mart as limited edition blind box toys. Labubus are characterized by their furry bodies, pointing ears, and mischievous. A lot of people say mischievous, but it's actually mischievous. Grin with 9 visible teeth. Okay, so Kath, it looks like this is one of those trends, you know, like remember we had the Cabbage Patch Kids, and there was some other type of one. It's like one of those things where They sell it at the Walmart and on Black Friday, is that what they call it, when all of a sudden everybody goes nuts and tramples over the greeters and stuff, and it's one of those hyped up sort of dolls. I'm not necessarily a fan of the doll, but I am a fan of the chaos and mayhem that these types of trends cause, if that makes any sense. Dark Ages says they're kind of like today's Beanie Babies. Yeah, Beanie Babies was the newer one, and that was even very old. Okay, thanks for that interaction, Caffeinated Kath. I hope you in the office are enjoying the show. We've got some more stuff that we're going to do here. I'm going to do another song. This one was requested to us by Borsenvin. We've still never gotten to meet Borsenvin, but Borsenvin is going to be coming, is requesting a song. I hope Borsenvin eventually makes it here to this continent to join us. Let's just one more time take a look at how much I look like the Glenn Campbell with the clouds in the back. This is a great pick. It's Kate X. Thank you so much. The very best of Henry's Kitchen. Ours is a much better picture, by the way. Okay, but he's a much better guitar player and songwriter and singer. We got some other picks coming down the pike here. What do we got? Michelle C. sends us this interesting one. This one, it looks like it's a shot of Maryland, I believe was the caption. It's very nice. Michael Bublé 4422 says, I'd rather be better looking than more talented. Well, Michael Bublé, you've got both. And you're one of the lucky ones. And thanks so much for taking time out of your busy performance and recording schedule to join us here at Henry's Kitchen. Gelden Ho 1 says, so nice meeting you in Naperville. All these users hyped up your stream, so I had to see what you guys were up to here. Hey, Glendon Ho 1, it sounds like you're a new user here. Thank you so much for joining us here on Henry's Kitchen. And thanks for becoming a user. Okay, let's see what's going on here. So we have a request from Borsenvin. I'm going to go ahead and do this song, but let's just look at a couple other pictures here. Wow, Janie Mango sends this one from Idaho. This is beautiful. Had no idea Idaho had canyons like this. This looks like the Grand Canyon, or at least it's a Grand Canyon. It's a canyon that's grand. Might not be the, but it's beautiful. I'm gonna keep searching until we find one that's a perfect background for Borsenvin's request. Pug Lady. Oh, this is pretty cute. This is probably one of the cutest pictures we've had submitted here recently. Beware of Pug, and there's the pug. Now, is your pug's name Millie? Do I remember that correctly from previous posts? I don't know. But this wouldn't be a bad one, but this song is not a cute song, so we're probably not going to do that. But Nico Tezo gives us this one. I don't know where this is, but it looks like a Japanese structure of some sort, so I'm guessing it's probably in Japan. Looks cool. Okay. What else do we got here? We've got a lot because I didn't get a chance to get around to them last time. Royal Flush 9 wants you to know that you should be going to your local museum. Support the museum. This is from a railroad museum. Is this in California or is it elsewhere? I know we have one in Bishop, California. That you probably mentioned and I didn't write it down. But here's another one from that same locale. Very cool. What else do we got? Turd Burglar 420 gives us this one. Very nice background pic. Why don't we go ahead and use this as our background picture? It doesn't really match, but that's okay. We need to get moving here. So this is a song written by Phil Collins. Remember, Phil Collins was a guy that if you were alive during the 80s, you wouldn't be able to undergo any task without having Phil Collins in the background. You couldn't drive, you couldn't go to the DMV or the Jiffy Lube or go line dancing or anything unless you were listening to Phil Collins. It just was always somewhere in the back, shopping, whatever. And this song is no exception. So for Borsabin, let's do this song here by Phil Collins. How can I just let you walk away, let you leave without a trace, when I stand here taking every breath with you? Ooh, you're the only one who really knew me at all. And how can you just walk away from me when all I can do is watch you leave? 'Cause we've shared the laughter and the pain, and even shared the tears. You're the only one who really knew me at all. So take a look at me now. There's just an empty space, and there's nothing left here to remind me, just the memory of your face. Well, take a look at me now. There's just an empty space, and you coming back to me is against the odds, and that's what I've got to face. Okay, we're gonna switch pictures. Thank you very much again to Turd Burglar 420 for giving us this awesome picture. Official Shitter gives us this picture from San Francisco, the Legion of Honor or something like that. Let's keep going here. I don't want to ruin the song by cockblocking or whatever you call it, blue balling it. Thanks, Calicus. Okay, so here we go. I wish I could just make you turn around and watch me cry, 'cause there's much I need to say to you, so many reasons why you're the only one really knew me at all. I had a pitch mishap on that one, but that's alright. Take a look at me now, 'cause there's just an empty space, and there's nothing left here to remind me, just the memory of your face. Take a look at me now, 'cause there's just an empty space. To wait for you, that's all I can do, and it's what I've got to face. Take a look at me now, 'cause I'll be standing here, and you coming back to me is against all odds. It's the chance I've got to take. Take a look at me now. Went with the major 7 for the end of that one. Thanks, Borsenvin, for giving us that trip down memory lane with that song request. I took the key way down, but I think that's the secret because I'm getting compliments on my singing. Janie Mango says, Against All Odds, 1984, for which this song was the title track, was a remake of the film noir classic Out of the Past. You know what? Never saw the movie, just heard the song all the time. Thanks, Pug Lady. That's very nice. Thanks, everybody, for being so supportive. I appreciate it. Michelle C. sends us this cool picture of one of my favorite animals in the world, the turtle. The turtle, the fact that the turtle has made it this far in time, in the evolutionary timeline, is to me proof of the kindness of mankind, because I don't even like to think about how vulnerable they are in terms of the way that they were designed. But we all need to love the turtles, and we need to give them our love. Toke My Nuts says, tell us more about the 80s, Henry. Well, Toke My Nuts, they say that if you remember the 80s, then you weren't in the 80s. Watch the movie Less Than Zero. That'll tell you anything that you need to know about the 80s. And then you might have to watch Against All Odds as well. Ariel Hopkins says, I have a notion that it was relatively wild. It was, yeah. There was a lot of partying going on. There was a lot of sliding on a hardwood floor while Bob Seger's old-time rock and roll was playing, and you're not wearing pants. A lot of stuff like that was happening in the 80s. It was just, it was everything, and yet it was nothing at all. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of hope. It was the age of despair. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of foolishness. We had everything before us, and we had nothing at all in front of us. In fact, the era was so much like the present that even some of its darkest critics insisted in referring to it in the superlative degree of comparison only. Caffeinated Cat says, is Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure accurate? I think it was pretty accurate, yeah. There was some time travel happening back then, too. Okay, everybody. Boomy says, did you wear outfits? Yeah, there were outfits. I had baggy pants called Z Cavaricis and a big puffy shirt that I found on Melrose Boulevard. And I had a perm, and I'm not ashamed of that. I was ashamed of it for a long time, but it was the 80s and most people had perms. Even presidents of the United States were not opposed to having a perm. I think Reagan had a perm, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, what else do we got? Michelle C. had another one. Oh yeah, that was Michelle C.'s The Turtle. Thanks, Scam, for that. That's a beautiful picture. How are we doing here? Dark Ages has a cool picture here. Who's this band? There's a caption. It says, hey, Henry, took photos of a screamo band I listened to often in high school, Story of the Year, because they performed literally a few blocks from my house. Elise and I will be driving a bit further to see you and some fellow users in Naperville. Okay, so this was before the big meetup coming this Saturday, but it'll be worth the trip. It's going to be a great time, and it was a great time. And Dark Ages sent me some pictures this morning. I haven't prepped them yet, but we're gonna look at them on Sunday. We have so much content that you're gonna really enjoy it. There's some surprises coming too. So thanks for that pick. I'm not sure I know what a screamo band is. Is that like thrash metal? Parasitosis, our weights and measures expert, sent us this one here. Very beautiful. It looks like there was a lot of very clever calculation of measurement happening in terms of the landscape. Like there's no doubt that somebody had to use at least a very, very reliable tape measure. Nice Smile 3125 says, actual screamo or post-hardcore screamo? That's a question for Dark Ages. I'm not sure. Everyone Type Forsons says, can I still buy Naperville tickets? No, unfortunately, as a result of the show being already happened, there's no way that you can buy tickets for the event anymore, and I apologize about that. I'm talking to the folks at Brown Paper Tickets to see if there's some way we could do that, but so far I can't get them to take me seriously. Alexander Dean sent us this cool one. More clouds. Wow, we're getting a lot of cool cloud formations. You know what this reminds me of? Let's see here. This reminds me, if I go like this, It reminds me a little bit of, wait, hold on. This picture of Glenn Campbell from the very best of Glenn Campbell. Okay, let's see if we've got, thanks Alexander Dean, that's a great pick. I love the clouds. And I think that does it for the picks and the music portion of the show. Let's see what's going on here. We got Turd Burglar, Alexander Dean, Parasitosis, JV's Tech, who we missed at the Naperville show, sent us an awesome picture of a rainbow. You know what, JV's Tech, if you just stayed home and looked at this rainbow instead of coming to Naperville, I'd be disappointed, but I would not fault you for it, because that's one beautiful ass rainbow if I've ever seen one. Everyone type Forsen says, what the fuck? That's my car. Oh, I didn't realize that. Saguaro Ooh says it's the same picture. Okay, a lot going on. All right, everybody. I think it's time for us to get to work. This has been a lot of fun, but at some point we got to cook. Let's do so. It's so good to be back in my kitchen. I really, reverb is on. I caught it. Check. It's so good to be back in my kitchen. I really enjoyed my travels and meeting with so many great users, and we're going to be showing pics from that. But I am happy to be back in my kitchen with roast beef, who was well taken care of by a neighbor, and he's currently chilling in the only room in the house that has an air conditioner because he's the boss. And I don't know what he's doing. He's sort of cleaning himself, I guess, or licking something, but who cares? Let's go ahead and do this. Caffeinated Cat says, excited to see how to make the red, white, and blue balls. Yeah, so 4th of July is coming up. This is Independence Day celebration. It commemorates the official date of when I believe Thomas Jefferson was the guy who was the most eloquent of the framers of the Constitution, who they chose to write the Declaration of Independence. And if I'm not mistaken, computer, how old was Thomas Jefferson when he wrote the Declaration of Independence or whatever?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, Thomas Jefferson was 33 years old when he wrote the Declaration of Independence.
33. Can you imagine that? 33 years old by the time that he wrote the Declaration of Independence. I can't remember how it starts. When, in the course of human events or something like that, I don't know, it becomes necessary to sever the ties create all men are created with the inherent right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, etc. It doesn't matter, but we're commemorating that situation today with Henry's red, white, and blue balls. And it's the red, white, and blue, of course, are the colors of the American flag. They don't have any significance inherent to the framing of the Constitution or anything like that, except for that they had to come up with a design for a flag. And Betsy Ross, I believe it was, who... I got all my history from the Schoolhouse Rock series of cartoons, so it might be a little dicey here and there. Parasitosis says, JFC, I haven't even declared a county independent yet, and I'm 37. That's right. Is it too late for me? Well, Parasitosis, let's just say that by the time Thomas Jefferson was your age, he had already been dead. So yes, it's too late for you to write a Declaration of Independence of an entire nation at his age. But you could do it at a later age, because remember, they're saying that 37 is really the new 33. Okay. So let's get to work. I have a website here that we're going to be working with that's called Chick Life. Chick Life. Hey kid, help computer 420 says, ugh, there hasn't been a religion founded in my name. It's so over. It's not over. There's going to be one. Don't worry about it. We're about to have a whole renaissance of new religions happening as a result of the advent of people using the internet. Kitty and Levin says, I'm 31, it's over. No. Don't worry. Don't worry about the fact that by the time Mozart was your age, he had already been dead for 10 years. I believe that was a Tom Lehrer quote. I can't take credit for that. Okay, let's go ahead. TheChickLife.com. Red, white, and blue balls, success. So let's see if we can find, okay. Hi, I'm Diana. I'm so glad you're here. The Chick Life is my little space online where I share my best tips, ideas, recipes, and more to help you live your healthiest, happiest, high vibe life. I want to say two things. One, I'm not the one saying this. I don't fully endorse the use of the phrase high vibe life. And I also want you to know that this is not healthy by any means. It's literally enriched flour, sugar, and nothing nutritious whatsoever. But I'm going to continue. I believe I can create the life of our dreams if we believe in the beauty of possibility and take action. I'm here to help you remember to settle for nothing less than the best. Okay, quite a build-up. So let's see. Let's go ahead and let's just start doing this. We've got a lot of work to do today. And by the way, this was a terrible idea of a recipe for me to pick while I don't have air conditioning. It was so stupid. I don't know why I did that. It was so dumb. I really wish I hadn't, because we're going to have to start the oven and it's going to be so hot in here. It's ridiculous. And then roast beef is in the only room that has air conditioning, and he's going to be fine. But I'm going to be here sweating in the kitchen because I chose poorly. Okay. Legos 96, I miss when recipes were just instructions on how to make food. Yeah, that's right. Now they've got so much other shit. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. 3.5 cups of all-purpose flour I've got here. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and do something here. I like to put the flour in its own container. It's just sort of one of those things. And this is flour, so I'm going to open this. There's really no easy way to do this. Hold on. Oh no, now roast beef's getting into the picture here. Sounds like he's pissed off. Ugh. There's just no way to do it without getting flour all over the place. Flour is very difficult to work with. I don't recommend it. But there we go. And then we still have way too much flour left. Okay, that was probably the hardest thing that we're going to have to do today. Hull says, is gold medal standard required, or can I opt for silver or even bronze medal standard? Yeah, gold is obviously going to be the most tasty. It's the most expensive, but you could probably try some of the other ones. Okay, we got that out of the way, and I'm glad. But, you know, I got frickin' flour all over the damn place, and there's just no way to avoid it. Okay. So, combine. So we're going to get a work bowl here. Unfortunately, we don't have our old work bowl, but we're going to make do with this. And I said we're going to make do. We're not going to make doo-doo, as some people might have thought that I said. I don't want to be taken out of context. Okay, combine the all-purpose flour, and this is, I don't know if I checked if it's all-purpose, but it's definitely for multiple purposes. And of flour, we need 3.5 cups. Holy shit, wait. How many of these are we making? No, that's too many. It doesn't tell you how many this makes, but I'm not doing that. I'm going to cut this recipe at least into half. Why don't we make one? Why don't we half all the ingredients? Computer, what's half of 3.5 cups?
From answers.com. Half of 3.5 cups is 1 3/4 cups.
Okay, 1 3/4 cups. So let's go 1. How many did I do? 1. And how many do I need? I'm thinking of several things at the same time. This is a half a cup, so that's 1 cup. I think it said 1 3/4. 1. So I'm going to go 1.5. And I'm also going to need a quarter. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take half of a half instead of soiling another utensil. Okay. Roast beef is being a dick. Roast beef, of course, being my cat. Okay, next up we're going to be adding some baking soda. So I have baking soda here. What the fuck, man? Alright, hold on everybody. I'm going to put my cat to sleep really quick. The News Junkie rated with 33 viewers. Amazing. Thank you, The News Junkie. Thanks for joining us today and for sharing your audience with us. Right now we're dealing with a crisis with my cat. I'm going to try to put him on the bed. We don't have air conditioning here and it's very hot and I'm going to be cooking, so hold on one quick sec. He'll be fine, I hope. He's struggles with some issues. He's a geriatric cat, so he's very old. He can't see, he can't hear himself meow, so he meows as loud as he can just to hear himself. He's just generally not a very, very happy camper, which is too bad. I have a little bit of cat juice from picking him up on my hands, so I'm going to, just for sanitary reasons, I'm going to wash my hands. Are we on autofocus here? I don't think oh wait, no, I don't know. All right, here we go. Okay, I'm just going to have to let him meow. I don't know what else there is to do. All right, we got to get back to our recipe there. So once again, I want to thank, and I want to check in with our alerts. I want to thank the News Junkie for rating us with 33 viewers. Sorry, everybody. This is just we're gonna get to this. Here, I'm gonna show a quick video here of when we made crafts with my cat roast beef.
Don't look now, shit on a shingle. Everybody run for the western side. Don't look now, shit on a shingle. Everybody's drinking turpentine. Don't look now, shit on a shingle. Everybody run for the woods. Someone shitting on a shingle and it isn't very good. Don't look now, shit on a shingle. Everybody run for the western side.
Okay, let's get back to work here. Hey, I want to thank Gumme Cande for resubscribing for 31 months and says I'm late. You're not late. We just did some music and stuff, but you're just exactly on time. Jackie Faye also resubscribed and said an entire year of fun meals and a great community. Thank you so much, Jackie Faye. That's very kind of you. Oh my goodness. What? What are you doing, bud? Roast beef is just trying to ruin the stream. Oh, he's going to the bathroom now. I think he's gonna feel better after that. Okay, sorry everybody. This is we gotta get back on track here. Okay, here we go. So once again, we're gonna add here. I'm gonna pull up a quarter. Let's see. Baking soda. We didn't do baking soda yet, did we? Or did we not? I don't remember. But either way, we need a half a teaspoon of baking soda. So I'm going to grab our teaspoon measure. Yeah, this doesn't feel familiar. I don't think we've done this yet. And then baking powder. A lot of you don't know the difference between baking soda and baking powder. But I'll tell you, powder is a granulated, sort of a crushed situation like this, as opposed to soda, which is, of course, wait a second. Oh no, what did I put in? I put in 1 full teaspoon of baking soda, didn't I? Oh my God. Okay, I was only supposed to put in 1/4 of a teaspoon. So I'm gonna do, I don't know if I should do a half of baking powder or baking soda. I don't know. I might have already jacked this thing. Here, let's see. And then we want our salt. In terms of salt, we need 1/4 of a teaspoon. But we're only going to use 1/8 of a teaspoon. So at that point, what are we even really doing? We're using a half. Okay, roast beef just exited the bathroom. Something went bad there. Hold on a second. Okay, did roast beef have a good poop? I don't think so. He doesn't seem like a happy camper. Unflattering angle of him right there. Okay. He's just tearing it all down, says Dark Aegis. We can't blame him. No, you really can't. He's basically at this point, he's the equivalent of a grandfather who yells that everybody's all against him and shits the bed. Okay, Janie Mango says, my orange tabby used to go nuts after pooping. Yeah, I think that's what's happening. He's coming back. This is really really tough. He's just having a tough time here. I'll show another piece of content here. Well, oh, he's mellowing out for a second. I don't know. Poor baby. You're absolutely right, Hole. Usually putting him on the bed makes him feel better. I'm going to just check here. I'm very sorry, everybody. Okay, I think he's finally ready to chill out a little bit. Oh boy. Yeah, it really breaks my heart to see anything age and to be uncomfortable. But Janie Mango says, what's happening to the recruset in the background? It's shimmering. Oh yeah, that's because I think it's a magical recruset. There's a little bit of magic going on in there. Okay. I made chicken in there the other day and it was delicious. I might do that on the Sunday stream. Okay, everybody, come on, guys. We got to get serious. We've got cookies to make. I'm sorry about what happened with my cat roast beef, but it looks like he's finally settling into getting his cleaning done and such. Okay, private moment. Let's just leave him alone now. Okay, Jackie Faye says, you got this, Henry. Thanks for the vote of confidence. Game Master Flash says, sorry, Henry. I'll stop pussy farting around. Pussyfooting, I believe, is the expression. Someone corrected me on that. Janie Mango, stop. How could I forget? I was so distracted. My only excuse. Yeah. Okay, everybody, come on. Let's get to work here. We've got our flour, baking soda, baking powder, and our salt. Well, what was that now? Just heard a loud noise. That's not roast beef, though. Some other noise. Okay, and we're going to stir this well. And we're going to set aside. I never know if when they say stir well, if they mean make a well, or they just mean stir it in a good fashion. But let's go ahead and do this. Okay, and now we're going to combine the softened butter and sugar. They want another work bowl for this? How many? I'm sorry, everybody. I'm trying not to lose my cool here. But this is my work bowl for the day. But now it wants me to combine butter and sugar and mix. And it's kind of implying that that's in a different mixing bowl. Oh, this was supposed to be in a small bowl. You know what? Fuck it. We're putting it all in the same bowl. I never understand why you have to separate the wet ingredients with the dry ingredients. It all goes down the same place. We're just going to go ahead and put everything in here. So we want softened butter. How much butter? We need 1 cup of butter, but of course we're doing this in half, so we're only going to use half a cup of butter. So where's like a knife? I'm just going to use this. I guess I have to put this in the microwave. I'm going to microwave this for, let's say, 30 seconds. Okay, done. Okay, so we're going to combine softened butter, or in our case, we just melted the butter, which is, I think, is fine. And we're going to get the sugar, and of sugar, we're only going to use half. It says 1 cup, so we're going to use half a cup. I feel like we're finally sort of getting this off the ground here. I got very distracted by my cat roast beef. And let's use this. This is a apparatus that was given to me by you, the users, and apparently it's used for the very thing that we're about to do, which is whisking, but it's automatic. Check this out. Oh yeah, that's going to get some work done for you right there. This is going to be a workhorse around the house. Now let's mix this all up until it's light and fluffy. A little more like crumbly, I guess. Blood Snail says, can I use a sous vide machine instead of the microwave? I don't have a microwave. I don't know what a sous vide... Computer, what's a sous vide machine?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, a sous vide is a device that circulates heated water at a carefully controlled temperature. It provides a way of cooking food to a precise doneness or finished temperature without the danger of overcooking it. A sous vide is a water bath, so some protection must be provided for the food.
I gotta put the butter away. This is neither light nor creamy, and there's a fucking bug coming around. This is just sort of not my day, but you know what? We're gonna get through this. I would much rather be doing karaoke in Naperville right now. By the way, I found a karaoke version of The Whore of Sausalito. I'm going to upload it to YouTube so that people can enjoy doing that song when they do karaoke. Janie Mango says, Henry, can you ask computer why my autocorrect...
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Keeps changing your name to Hire. Computer, who is Hire?
From C.Edu. Man Ray was a leading figure in the European and American avant-gardes of the 1920s and 1930s, including Dada and Surrealism.
Okay. We're getting off a little bit here. We also need to add the egg. We have 1 egg. I've really been upping my game in terms of my egg cracking situation. Let's see how we do this here. For one thing, I always crack the egg on the inside of the bowl, despite what any internet chefs will tell you. And the reason I do that is because I want the bowl, or I want the shells to fall in here if they're going to fall anywhere at all. Okay? See, I got some shells in there, but at least they're not on the outside. Okay, so that's the egg, and then vanilla extract we want 1 teaspoonful. So let's grab this. When you start messing around with proportions, things get weird. And that's probably sort of the mistake, because this doesn't look thick and creamy, but maybe the egg will help it a little bit. So guys, when you're doing your recipe web pages, make sure that you tell your audience right away how many work bowls they're going to need for this and how to prepare correctly. We've got all our egg clumped up. This is going very difficultly. Let's check in on roast beef. Okay, he's finally asleep. He's done tearing it all down. Everything's kind of back to normal. Except, I don't know, I feel like if we want this to be creamy, we got to add something. Oh no. This thing's starting to malfunction. It's okay, I have another whisker that you guys gave me. This is called a semi-automatic whisker. This thing will work for you too. Okay, I think that's sort of okay. Did I leave out milk or anything? Okay, I think there might need to be another egg. I'm gonna add another egg, guys. Sorry. This must be absolutely excruciating to watch. You know your refrigerator's too full when you have to take a bunch of stuff out in order to get an egg. Okay, let's go ahead and crack this egg here. Crack it on the inside of the bowl. Do like that. Okay, I think we're finally getting things sort of worked out here. I hope this thing's not malfunctioning. Maybe the battery's not working correctly. Everyone type Forson says, damn, and all my fridge has is a 6-pack and a leftover pizza. Yeah, my fridge is packed. Duza says, this is a really expensive dish. Yep. It is very expensive. That is true. No argument from me there, sir. Do a little bit more semi-automatic. You might need to use every type of whisker that you have in your possession, and that's sort of what we're doing here today. This is not going well. It's not easy. It's not fun. It's not going well. I'm not doing a good job. I'm actually failing. I mean, come on. What is this? Are you serious? What is this? Kalamazoo Dog says, I gave up hours ago. You're lucky. This is a joke. This is like, I think what I'm trying to do here is literally an impossible situation. Sorry, I know a lot of you are beginning chefs and you don't like the idea of seeing someone who's been doing it for as many years as I have struggling with it, because it probably discourages you and makes you say, well, what the hell am I even bothering for? If this guy's a pro and he can't even do it, why do I even bother? Well, I'll tell you why you bother. Because if you don't cook, you don't eat. And if you don't eat, you die. So it's just something that we have to do. But it's not, I don't want anybody out there to think that this is some walk in the park. It's not a way to bond with your family or generations of cultures and stuff like that. This is hard work. It's tedious, and I just think that once you've realized that it's difficult, it sort of prepares you and allows you to go on. This is the way that a lot of chefs have been trained. Okay, so now it's not, I'm not going to call it creamy, I'm going to call it crumbly, but I think we can actually work with this. So let's go ahead and start going on to our next level here. And we are making such a huge mess. check in with our alerts here. Toke My Nuts says, even Gordon Ramsay fucked up that grilled cheese. I didn't see that, but I wouldn't be surprised. Let's check in. The News Junkie, thanks again for rating our channel. I'm sorry you guys came in at a time that I'm actually struggling a little bit to get this recipe off the ground. But I appreciate you sharing your audience with us. Okay, well, let's go on to the next order of business here. It says, add the eggs, vanilla extract, done, to the mixing bowl. Mix until combined. Add the flour mixture to the mixing bowl. We just did it all in one bowl. I'm not messing around with several bowls. Mix on medium. Separate the dough into balls by how many different colors you want to use. Okay, so this part's going to be tough. Put the first ball in food coloring and mix back into the mixing bowl until the color is combined. If needed, add more coloring until the desired color is reached. Thoroughly wash the mixing bowl before repeating with the next color. I'm going to do you one better. We actually have 3 bowls. Let me dispose of this eggshell stuff. Okay, and I'm gonna have 3 bowls here, and we're gonna be making sort of a, I guess what you would call a makeshift assembly line, if you will, whereby we're gonna make a ball, a cookie ball. I don't know what was in there. Do you remember? Was that egg? And I've got some food coloring here, and like I mentioned, we're doing red, white, and blue to represent the colors of the flag for Independence Day. So we've got our red here. That's going to be our red. It doesn't look red at all. And then we've got blue. That's green. Here's blue. Actually, we don't need this third bowl. What we're going to do is we're going to make our balls, and we're going to roll the red ones in here, the blue ones in here, and then the white, we're just going to use it without any food coloring, and I think that's going to work out. So here we go. Let's go ahead and try this. Janie Mango says, Henry, what if I've prepared a well-planned out assembly line? That's good. You want that for this. Okay, so here I have a ball. Man, we are making a mess, and I hate it. I absolutely despise everything that's happening right now. I also need to preheat the oven. Oh my God. So hot in here, but we're gonna do this. Hold on a second. Make sure nothing's in your oven. 400 degrees F. Okay, I've got my first ball here, and we're gonna roll this around in some food coloring. This is the red. Try to get it all over. Your hands are gonna get messy for this. Okay, there's number 1. Let's do another one. Hole says, I'm a color expert and I can confirm that this is red. Good, good. We need experts of all sorts. Kalamazoo Dog says, Henry, you're bleeding. No, it's not blood. It's just the color of the... Wow, there's enough food coloring on my hand to turn this thing red. We're making a very patriotic dish today. The red, white, and blue balls. There's that. Blood Snail says, what if you were bleeding? You know, you are getting blood in these. You wouldn't know you're getting blood in these. Yeah, well, fortunately, I haven't been working with a knife yet, but a knife would probably be the reason I'd be bleeding. Let's go ahead and make our blue ones now. Hope this comes out looking a little bit more blue. Computer, is there anything wrong with eating too much food coloring?
Here's what I found. Consuming too much food dye containing contaminants could pose a health risk.
Okay, but it says could. Get back to me when it says it does. But I will say this doesn't look good by any means. Looks kind of unhealthy. Friendly Friend says it seems more appropriate to make the red ones using blood because America was founded on centuries of bloodshed. True, true. I think the red, well, let's see, the blue, I'm not really sure what the blue represents on the flag. Hole says, walking outside could pose a health risk, Alexa. Let's be realistic. Yeah, sitting at a patio could be dangerous. If the patio collapses and you fall down to your death, then that could happen too. The computer only deals with things that could happen. All right, so all we need really is 2 more cookies. These will be the white, and then we'll have all of the colors of the flag. Okay, so what does it say here? And this is the Chick Life. Work the food coloring in by kneading your dough in your hands. Continue adding color until the desired color is reached. That happened. Wash gloved hands immediately. Crubberang says these are festive. There's blood on all of our hands, cookie balls. Yeah, they are. That's a nice way to look at it. Saguaro Oo says blue often represents sadness. Yeah, there is a sadness in this recipe, I think. I think you're right about that. One of the things I'm sad about is that our white is tainted by the other colors in the flag. Dark Ages says, are Henry's hands going to be blue forever? I hope not. I'm getting sort of visions of the original Willy Wonka movie where the girl turned into a giant blueberry. And I don't like it. Okay, there we go. All right, so these hands definitely need some cleaning. I'm going to do that. Hold on a second, everybody. Picked a real pain in the ass recipe to make today. Zone Seek says, if I don't have food coloring, can I get creative? Yeah, get creative. Hold on. Boy, my sink looks like someone committed a murder in it. But this stuff's washing off pretty good. I think we're probably just about ready to put these in the oven. It says that it wants us to put these in there. Wow, there's a lot of instructions here. Place the cookies 2 inches apart. I think we've done that. As soon as a cookie sheet is full, place it in the oven. Well, it's not full. but I don't think it needs to be. All right. We're going to go ahead and put these in the oven at 400 degrees F for about 5 to 6 minutes. That can't be right. As soon as the cookie sheet is full, place it in the oven. If the dough starts to warm up, put it... What? There's too much shit. Just too much. There's 13 steps, and each step has several different directions. And they're all coming at me all at once. This is very, very stressful. Skittles Sour says, I don't know, that looks full to me. Yeah, it looks totally full. Tops will not look done, but bottoms will be lightly browned. You don't want the tops of the cookie to brown. That will affect the color. Let the cookies cool on the sheet. They will firm up as they cool. 6 minutes is not enough. Let's put these in there. Computer, set timer for 8 minutes. Computer, set timer for 8 minutes.
8 minutes, starting now.
Okay. Wow. I don't know if you can see the mess that we've made here today, but it's pretty bad. A lot of cleanup this time around, but that's okay. I want to make sure that I'm passing on the knowledge that I've gained from cooking to another generation. M. Cariotti says, I have to go, but the recipe is very festive, and I know it will be a success. Thanks, M. Cariotti. Great hanging out with you and so many other great users over the weekend. That was a lot of fun. Janie Mango says, Henry, you're the Tobias Funky of the cooking explaining world. Okay, well, that's nice to hear. I don't know who that is. Computer, who's Tobias Funky?
From BowBayGarden.net. Tobias is the first trainer known to enter a Pokemon League using a Pokemon that is generally banned in official competitive battling environments.
Okay. All right, let me grab the guitar here. Let's put on some reverb. Check, test. 1, 2, 2. Check. Check. Why don't we go ahead and do our song? This is the thank you song. So many years ago, this Henry's Kitchen Twitch stream started. Actually, it was 3 years ago. And we've just had an incredible time since then. We've hung out with so many of you users from Twitch, and you've gifted me neon signs and guitars and amps and all kinds of incredible stuff. I really want to thank you for that. And so this song thanks not only the moderators, technical advisors, the big name streamers who've done collaborations with us, people who have contributed various things, our tier 3 subscribers, for example, the moderators. Zone Seek says, if I don't have food coloring, can I get creative? Yes, we talked about that. Okay, let's go ahead now and do this song here to thank you, the users, many of whom I met this last weekend in Naperville, Illinois, and many I have yet to meet. Here we go. Falcon and Dingo Bob, Dom, leave Hot Bear 1110, Do Dingle Dog Goggle, Dr. Flanges and Bacchus, and also Shane, yes, Beelzebub, Mochi's Nirvana, it's Kate Kairosa, Bumble Vision and the LGX, Chef Reactions, Husky Boyle, Bill Larkin, Music in the Toilet, Nim, Moon, Moon, Emberoo, Orca, Mind, S-Fan, and Bonnie too. Dazzle, Cat, Blurry Little Quest, Boris, and Vanilla. And don't forget Quanto, and also Dazzle, Cat, Zod, Bane, and Toke, My Nuts. Saguaro, Uberito, 5555, Dinosaur. JV's Text, Sickly Boy, Beelzebub, Henlips 1, Caitlin's Kitchen, Lacey T, Purple Donut filling his fruit. Tankard and Boris and Ben, Zodiac, Tone, Gary Busey, ASMR, Shandis, Nova Glarian, Mr. Gooseberry, BT, Embry 225, and Yarchasm, and also Nico Tezo, Michael Bublé 4422, Passion Airman, Ocean 64, Midnight Faded, JSPX Band, Insulated, Pool Boy 789, These Nuts, Game Master Flash, the Cat Food Taste Tester, the Chironex, Mochi's Nirvana, Red Hot Hibachi, Ransom GR, Essedytis, and Michelle Happy, Parasitosis, aka Mug, and don't forget Quanto. Thank you. Thank you so much to you, the users. We all know it takes a village of people to make a stream like this go off without a hitch, the way it does every Monday and Wednesday, with some exceptions. Thanks, Kalamazoo Dog. Hey, Kalamazoo Dog, in Naperville, there was an excellent rendition of that song that I think we have video of. So, we did karaoke after the show, and it was an incredible time. Oh! The oven is now preheated, even though we already put it in the oven 10 minutes ago. Computer, how much time left?
You have 1 minute and 40 seconds left on your 8-minute timer.
Wow, you know what? We just received a donation here. Dazzlecat tipped $20. Dazzlecat says, hey Henry, Quanto gave $20 to Parasitosis, who gave it to B, who gave it back to Parasitosis, who gave it to me to give to you. But I didn't get a chance in person, so I'm giving it to Twitch to give to you. Wow, thank you so much. That's so complicated, it hurts my head. But I know that it ends with getting $20, and that makes me happy. Dazzlecat, thanks to you and Lurk Bowl and George and everybody at Danny's Pub and Grill for pulling off for the second time a magical evening of Henry's Kitchen love. And Lacey T says, musical chairs money. Yeah, we could play musical. Oh, I see. That's sort of the explanation. Everyone type force and says, was that $20 your payment for the show, Henry? Yeah, absolutely. That's the compensation. I don't like to be very public about it, but it does help me offset the airline expenses and the rental car and such. Zone Seek says, and now Henry gives it to Ralph's. Yep, it just goes right back to big corporate America and their spices. Crubberang says, hey, wait, is there a timer set on those balls? Yeah, there was. Computer, how much time left?
You have less than 10 seconds left on your 8-minute timer.
So it sounds like we have some time to kill. Oh, there it is. Computer, stop. Okay, it sounds like our dish is ready here. I'm going to get a serving plate. Computer, stop. Let's line this with a paper towel, thus making it a paper towel lined plate. I use the budget paper towels where you can pick a size. In fact, I think the ones where you can't pick a size are a scam. Okay, there we go. So here we go. I hope these go well. If you're just joining us, we're making Henry's 4th of July red, white, and blue balls. And they are currently ready, and I'm going to take them out of the oven if I can just find my hot gloves. No, but why would I be able to find those? I can't find anything here. Ooh. Very interesting. Okay. I'm not sure if these are ready yet or not. You know, they do have egg in there, so I'm a little worried about eating them if they're not the right temperature. Computer, how hot does egg have to be in order to be humanly consumpted?
Egg is considered safe to eat when it has reached an internal temperature of 160 degrees Fahrenheit.
Not quite there. Yeah, it is there actually. It's close. It sort of climbs up there. Yeah, I think I'm going to put it in a little longer actually. I don't want to die. Not yet, you know. We're all going to die. But why push it? Now there's paper towel stuck to the bottom of it. Computer, set timer for 5 minutes.
5 minutes, starting now.
You know, I'm going to need a coffee for this. Why don't I make some coffee? Caffey, speaking of coffee, gifted, has resubscribed for 35 months. Thank you very much, Caffey. And Parasitosis says, is it safe to inhale gasoline after like 6 hours? I feel very tired. Yes. Gasoline has a very quick evaporation rate. So that means that after a matter of minutes, gasoline is gone. So 6 hours afterward, absolutely. You can snort it all day long if it's been sitting there for 6 hours. Passy Poison, and by the way, don't listen to anything I'm saying. Passy Poison says gasoline has no salmonella. It's fine. Okay, I didn't realize that. But are there other toxins that keep you from... I'm not sure how that works, but I'm going to make some more coffee. So... if you want to know how I make coffee, I use the filtered water. It takes a lot longer. But I'm no stranger to dead air. Pour this in the coffee maker. I think I need a little bit more. This is definitely a coffee type situation. What was that noise? Did anybody catch that? Sorry, everybody. Don't. Oh, that's the oven preheating right there. Also need to add more coffee to my hopper. Sorry if this is a little boring. But you can't eat these cookies without a little coffee. It's going to be delicious, and I can't wait, to be honest with you. Now I need some water. If it weren't a weekday, I'd probably just crack open a beer and get shit-faced. But I think that would probably be an irresponsible thing to do, considering that it's a weekday and I have a lot more work to do throughout the week. Janie Mango says, Henry, do you think computer gets pissy if you don't say thank you? I'm just trying to think of a reason for its periodic recalcitrance. Could be. Computer, do you get offended if I don't say thank you?
Thanks for telling me.
You know, these computers, I'm not afraid right now of them taking over the world because they're not necessarily smart. Cider King says, cheers everyone. All right, Cider King. Thanks for joining us. Lacey T says, passive aggressive as hell, Alexa. You're absolutely right. Sarcastic tone. Yep, Zone Seek is right. Duza says, reverbicin. Reverbicin. I know I've heard that term. Computer, what is reverbicin?
Sorry, I don't have an answer for that.
Well, we're going to have to figure it out ourselves. Once again, computer is incompetent. Reverb is on. Okay, yeah, reverb is on. Oh, there you go. I left the reverb on. Thank you very much for reminding me of that, Duza. And Kalamazoo Dog says, Henry, there's actually a large collection of alcoholic users in your chat right now, and you aren't being sensitive to their culture. Oh, for not having a beer or for mentioning having a beer? I'm not sure. Joker23CS says, long live Henry, Gotham City's best cook. Wow, thanks. Is that me? Oh, computer, stop. Okay, these are ready. They're ready for real this time. Let's go ahead and take these out of the oven. Stop. Oh yeah. Big red, white, and blue balls. Let's go ahead now and they broke up a little bit, but not too much. Oh boy, these are going to be delicious with some coffee, I must say. Sociopathogen says, I'm excited for Henry's big balls. Yeah, they got bigger, and I think it's because we used baking powder twice the extent that we were supposed to. Computer, does baking soda expand your cookies?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, baking soda is pure sodium bicarbonate. When baking soda is combined with moisture and an acidic ingredient, such as yogurt, chocolate, buttermilk, or honey, the resulting chemical reaction produces bubbles of carbon dioxide that expand under oven temperatures, causing baked goods to expand or rise.
Well, this is them. The colors of the American flag in observance of the Declaration of Independence having been written 249 years ago. Am I right about that? Computer, what's 2025 minus 1,700?
Sorry, I didn't.
Hey, I wasn't done.
2025 minus what?
You're too fast. Computer,
I wasn't able.
what is 2025 minus 1,776?
2025 minus 1,776 is 249.
249 years ago, Thomas Jefferson, at the young age of only 33 years old, same age as many rock stars were when they died from choking on their own puke. But that's totally unrelated. Thomas Jefferson eloquently and beautifully wrote the Declaration of Independence. I highly suggest you read it and just think the whole time, 33 years old, most people were still just sitting around watching the Munsters and getting high. And the framers of our Constitution were doing some amazing stuff. 249 years ago. Think about how much people have changed since then. It's amazing. Parasitosis says, I bet Jefferson was high as fuck while writing it. He might have been. Computer, what is the altitude of Pennsylvania, Philadelphia?
Pennsylvania's mean elevation is 340 feet.
Oh yeah, he was 340 feet high at the time. Oh wait, no, that's the Constitution. Computer, where was Thomas Jefferson when he wrote the Constitution, or the Declaration of Independence?
From Wisconsin.edu. Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence in the seclusion of his parlor in his small second-floor apartment in a new 3-story brick building on Market Street between 7th and 8th Streets in Philadelphia.
Oh, so he was. He was 340 feet high. Oh, computer, what is the elevation of Philadelphia?
Here's what I found. Glendale, California is
Computer,
522
stop.
feet above sea level.
Computer, doxing me. Computer,
I'm not quite...
what is the elevation of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania?
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania is 39 feet 5 inches above sea level.
Okay.
Did that answer your question?
Sure. Okay, so
Thanks for your feedback.
he was roughly 40 feet high. Okay, that meaningless conversation took us to the end of the coffee being made, so in a weird way, it was kind of worth it. Okay. Well, let's try this. Henry's Declaration of Independence Day, July 4th, 249 year anniversary, red, white, and blue balls. Should I take some blue? No, I think I'll try some red. Okay. Let's see how these taste. Somebody mentioned they look more like scones. Caffeinated Kath wants to know, who's Christina mug? You mean Christina. Roast Beef and I don't like to talk about Christina. Michael Bublé 4422 says these balls might be considered treasonous. They could be. But let's see. I'll let you know. They really are like scones. It's interesting. It's funny because it's not very sweet. Did we put sugar in it? I know we were supposed to. I think it works. I think this works. Zone Seek, I hardly taste any sugar whatsoever. Kalamazoo Dog says, how would you describe the texture? Kind of like a scone, but softer. Everyone type Forsen says, is it fucking delicious? No, absolutely not. Is it just fine? Yeah, it's exactly fine. So if you have total shit, not very good, fine, pretty good, fucking delicious, this is fine. I'm not going to put it anywhere below or above that. It's just fine. Dazzlecat says 202 people watching and no one remembers if we added sugar. I know. It's almost like what were people doing while they were watching? Were they maybe doing some other distracting activity? Or were they just not paying attention in general? Joker 23CS, could a honey drizzle help? I don't think so. I think it's too late. Maybe food coloring in the honey? Nah. Yeah, I wouldn't want to ruin the integrity of the color because a lot of internet cooking is based on visual. I'm just going to be happy with what these are. Henry's 4th of July red, white, and blue balls. And you can make these at home. You have a couple of days to make them for Independence Day if you're in the U.S. Or maybe if you're in another country, you can do it to sort of, I don't know, get stoned or whatever. Eat some shit. I don't know. You can make them any color that you want. Probably whatever colors of your flag would work too. Or you have a whole year to make these before next year's Independence Day. So a lot going on here. I want to tell you that I am, Nice Smile 3125 says, already ahead of you. Oh, cool. So you're making them at home. Michael Bublé says, you are going to shit purple tomorrow. Yep. I think that's a line from Purple Rain by Prince. Dazzlecat says, many countries have a red, white, and blue flag. That's true. You're absolutely right. Causes a lot of confusion. The Chunks, Canada Day was yesterday, and you'd need one less color. That's true. Here we go. You know what? That's a great point. Why don't I'm going to get our other ones. You can very easily just turn these into Canada Day. Watch how easily. Look at that. Canada Day blue balls, or whatever that was. Or Canada Day balls. And now red, white, and blue balls. Okay? They had the black bun that fucked up the purple's stools. That's what Michael Bublé says. Oh, fucked up people's stools. Okay, I'm not sure. There might have been a little diversion of the conversation that went into a different direction. Yeah, these are fine. They're gonna do. All right. Joker23CS has resubscribed. Thanks again. I'm Gotham City's best cook. Caffey, thank you again. Dazzlecat, amazing. The News Junkie, thanks again for sharing your audience with us. Unfortunately, it's time for me to start cleaning up, and it's going to be difficult today because it's really hot. But from Henry's Kitchen, roast beef, my cat, and myself, don't worry, he's in the only room that's got air conditioning, and hopefully he'll let me go over there and lie next to him. Crubberang says, hey, great balls today, man. Thank you very much. Shandis, roll the white one in confectioner's sugar. Yeah, that's a great idea, actually. But I'm a little too depressed. Errol Hopkins says, thanks for the stream. Take care. Thank you. Michael Bublé, don't gran little Henry with those colored hands. Yeah. Duza says, hey, can we raid Troms? You cooked with him on LGX's stream. Yeah, let's do it. Let's raid Troms right now. Is he streaming? I like Troms. Let's do a raid. Yep, he's playing Grand Theft Auto right now. Honky Tonk says, I'm sorry, I just arrived. Can you cook the food again? Okay, guys, we're going to raid Troms. He's a friend of our mutual friend, the LGX, and Bumble Vision, and we've done cooking cook-offs together before, and it looks like he's playing GTA V. So I think this is going to be a good time. So I want to thank you all so much. I have so much work to do in terms of cleaning up right now. I don't even like to think about it. But we made red, white, and blue balls in honor of Independence Day, and they were fine. They were mediocre, which is good. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thank you so much. And let's all be good to each other. Love each other repeatedly over and over again. Thanks, Nice Smile 3125. And good to see some new folks here. All right. Let's check out Troms.
Just let me know when to